Hello everyone, Alex the RC Freak here, coming at you with another video, part 2 of the 2.2 tire swap for the Traxxas trx4. Now, you will need these for the shock rod ends. Right here, there's Dubro 440 diameter heavy duty ball end links for 12 packages. You can maybe see if you can get them in like a 2-pack. This is all my hobby shop head, so that's all, you know, I had no choice. But there are these rod ends here. You will, this little, sorry about that, that little ball right there that I'm moving around with my hand there, you see kind of moving around, the inner diameter hole, you will need to tap that out with a thread, tap and die set, basically thread that hole out. And it's perfectly, you don't have to drill it, you just have to thread it with a 3mm metric, with one of these 3mm metric tap and die things. See how it has those threads on there? I got one of those from the hobby shop a while back. I've had it forever. You just use that, and you use a small crescent wrench like this. Use a small one. Sorry about that, it's upside down. But that's what you use. This is a little crescent wrench. I got that, I don't even know where, I can't even remember where I got that. But yeah, you just need these little ball ends right here. You add them onto the shock. I gained about ½ an inch of ground clearance on this. It's missing a tire on that side, obviously, but everything works fine. The Traxxas ball end links you do not need. You have to unthread this a little bit on this drag length on this one. You have to thread it out about 4 turns out. It still has the factory ends on it. You just have to thread it out more. That's why there's scratches on the end of this rod, but there's scratches on this from rocks, so whatever. And you have to thread this out too, the steering linkage. You have to thread this end out about 4.5 turns also, so to get this to where it's not bound up so tight on there. So just so you know, and I will probably have to cut this just a little bit right there. I almost guarantee it. Just get the light over here. Yeah, see how I did that little mark with my X-Acto knife, that little scratch in the plastic? I very lightly did that, but that's just to show you, you're gonna have to cut that little piece so the tire don't rub. So I can almost guarantee you the tire's gonna rub. So I don't know, like I say, I did that to the back of this thing. You can actually, there's a bolt hole right behind, there's a 3mm bolt directly behind the shock. If you take off the shock, you can see it. And then you know, that's how I have it done. I have these rod ends on there. That's what they look like. The longer ones, they fit on there with the stock, you know, lower spring cup. Fits on there, but that's the shock. You know, the setup. I need to tighten these bolts right here. I know I do. But anyway, this is enough about the actual truck itself. Let's get into the cool stuff you wanted to see. Now here is the Hyrax 2.2s. You know, brand new, obviously not mounted. I'm not going to bore you with a video on that because it takes forever. So but yeah, that's what I love these tires. They're awesome. I'm just going to run the factory, what they come with, stock foams. That's what these run. They don't have any foam breakdown. They grip rocks like you wouldn't believe. They're awesome. I love them. You know, they're awesome. And I got some good looking rims. Axle, bam, chrome. Those look hot. So I think they look good. 12mm hex. They're gonna look beast on there. Like, that's just gonna look like a freaking beefy, nice ass ride. Especially with that 72 Chevy on there. That's gonna look good, I think. I mean, look at that. It's gonna look awesome. Look at that. It's gonna look real nice. But anyway, I just wanted to show you kind of what it looks like. This is the 1.9. Now, if you see this ring right here, this ring that goes all the way around, that's the diameter, outside diameter of a 1.9 tire. So on the 2.2 size Hyrax tires, this little outside edge around the tire here on the design is the exact same all the way around as a 1.9 tire. Just so you know, here's a 1.9 tire with Pitbull bead locks. You know, okay? I'm gonna set it on there. Now look at this. from a top view. See? It's not that much bigger. Not that much bigger. So, just to show you guys kind of what I'm doing here. And this is, you know, they're wider. I'll say that much. Like, you know, we'll actually just do a side-by-side comparison with them down. Yeah, like a 1/4 inch wider, so, you know, give it that mud bogger type, you know, lifted wide truck fatty tire look. So these will stick out of the fender flares a little bit. So, but yeah, I just kind of want to do a little update. The Traxxas Rod Ends, they do fit on these links, and that part number for those rod ends, if you ever need rod ends for your links, is 5525 is the part number, and you get 12 of them in that package. So and they do thread on to this factory Traxxas links if you need to, you know, put different stuff on there. But I just wanted to do a quick little video kind of showing you guys what I'm going to be doing and kind of the progress. So I may cut this with, you know, with an X-Acto knife on this plastic, or I'm going to take a Dremel tool and just really just round this off, you know. And it's not going to really matter anyway, because if you run any aftermarket body, for the most part, from what I've heard, and I'm not saying I'm 100% right on this, I'm just saying from what I've heard, the fender flares don't usually fit on the aftermarket bodies themselves, like how the stock body has them in the body, so you can take them on and off, you know. So unless I've seen people keep them on the truck itself, like somehow mount them permanently on the chassis, which is fine. But the 2.2 design probably won't work with that unless you want to really grind and sand some plastic away. Me personally, it's not a big deal if it has them. It's cool if it does. It's not an end of the world if it doesn't. You know what I mean? It's just, do you want to clean your RC, or do you're one of those people that don't like to clean it? You know, I'm one of those people that I try to do my absolute best to keep them as clean and neat looking as possible. So, yeah, I'll get these mounted and then do another video with them on the rig. I think they'll be kick-ass. And plus you get a little wider tire, you know, you get a little bit better grip on the sand and stuff like that. And just another thing to keep in mind with these tires is that these little sipes right here, these little lines right in the tread blocks here, they really do a nice job on getting the rock, you know, getting up obstacles, especially on a rock. If you're on a steep rock, you know, they really just, they're kind of like actual real sipe tires, how they act. They actually like split apart, you know what I mean? So they're a great tire. I really like them a lot. They're a good looking tire. You know, at first I really didn't like the tread design. I was like kind of iffy about it. I was like, you know, it doesn't really look like it's gonna do that good when I first got them. But once I actually ran them, you know, and I loved them, you know. So they're great. The foams are great. You do not need a dual stage foam, because I got a 3800 kV in this truck, and I am not running dual stage foam in the rig at all. So and mine are doing just fine. They don't balloon in high gear, full throttle, and this thing will do about 40, 37, probably 35, 40 roughly, somewhere around there. I haven't actually, you know, speed tested it with a, you know, GPS reader thing or whatever, but that's just a rough guess. But I'm pretty sure it's pretty close to 40 miles an hour. But I have the power turned down. So, and this system, if you unlock and just have a 0 on everything, nothing turned down, this thing has some serious power. If you had a short course vehicle or a 4-wheel drive / 4x4 or something like that, this setup, this 3800 kV setup, oh my god, it'd be ridiculous power, especially if you race. If you had like a team associated, you know, SC10, you know, that'd be an awesome system for that too. So I just want to say, but these factory shocks are awesome. 440 thread on rod ends, or 440 hole on rod ends will fit and thread on there nice and tight and perfect. Make sure when you do that you have tires with, I use Fuel Line because I have Nitro RCs. use a little piece of fuel line and you clamp it tight. Yeah, I kind of got a little nick in there, but you stick this over it. But see how this doesn't have any like those little serrated little things right there to kind of give it bite. It's nice, and see how smooth it is. It's just nice and smooth, and that's what you want. You don't want to use something like this right here. So let me get you, there you go. You don't see how it has all those little teeth in there to help bite, and you do not want to use that. So just so you know, they do make a shock shaft tool, and your local hobby shop, or you can order them online, would probably have them in stock. They're probably around from 18 to 25 bucks for one, and those are really awesome. They won't scar your shock shaft or scratch it or any type of damage. I've used them before. They work awesome. They really do. I do not personally own one. I've always did it like, you know, with the pliers that do not have the serrated teeth, and I put pieces of fuel line or fuel tubing on them, or any smaller rubber tubing, you know, would work just fine. So just so anyone knows, I love this truck. It's my first rock crawler. It's awesome. It crawls great. I love it. I think it's going to crawl even better with these 2.2s. I don't know if I'll have quite as much articulation with the 1.9s, but I can always swap 1.9s on it. Keep in mind, if you go to crawler competitions and you have 2.2s on this, and you go to the competition with 2.2s on this truck, even though you have a body on it or whatever, they're going to run it in class 3. So be expecting that it's going to be a class 3 truck with 2.2 inch tires. So at least that's what it is here. That's what they told me. So if you're running 2.2s, it's a class 3. So make sure you have a set of 1.9s that you can stick on there and go to the competition, fill all the paperwork, whatever, and run the 1.9s. Unless they don't really care, and, you know, you can run the 2.2s. But I'm just doing the 2.2s for me, for fun, for trail riding, because I love to do a lot of hiking. That's kind of what, you know, I usually do. Lately, my grandpa passed away, so I've kind of, you know, been dealing with a lot lately, so I haven't really had a whole lot of time to do that. But I'm thinking this weekend I might do that. So if this setup, I can get to work and kind of maybe break the tires in a little bit, see what it crawls like, see if I can get a video for you guys. But thank you for watching. Alex the RC Freak out. Peace.